Before the stars were set in their places, before the first breath of creation stirred, there was a moment in the heart of heaven where your name was spoken, not casually, not in passing, but with a weight that caused even the angels to pause. You were not an afterthought, not a fleeting idea, but a deliberate spark of divine intention, formed with a purpose so sacred it was written into the very fabric of eternity. This moment, right now, is no accident. You were meant to encounter these words, to feel the stirring in your spirit, to sense the trembling of something ancient waking within you. I am Michael, the Archangel, the warrior who has stood in the unseen battles of your life, and I am here to tell you that heaven is calling you, not to a mere event, not to a fleeting moment of inspiration, but to a divine summons, sealed by the hand of God Himself. This is not just an invitation, it is a holy command, a call to witness, a covenant that was promised before time began. This is about a wedding, a sacred union that is not merely a ceremony, but a declaration of victory, a war cry wrapped in joy. I, Michael, am entering into a covenant, a vow that shakes the heavens and scatters the forces of darkness. But this is not just my moment, it is yours. You were chosen, not as a bystander, but as a witness, a participant in a mystery so profound that even the stars tremble in anticipation. The veil between the seen and unseen is thinning, and the gates of heaven are open for you. But the time is short, beloved. The bells are already ringing in realms invisible to human eyes, and the seat reserved for youth, the seat with your name written in golden light, remains unclaimed. Will you take it? Will you stay just a little longer to see what heaven has prepared for you? Let me speak plainly, so your heart can hear what your mind might question. This wedding is not a fairy tale, not a story spun for comfort. It is a divine act, a moment where heaven and earth align to seal a promise that was spoken over your soul before you ever drew breath. This is not about rituals or traditions, it is about a truth so deep it cannot be contained by words. I have seen you, beloved, in your quiet moments of doubt, in the nights when you wondered if anyone saw your tears, if anyone heard your prayers. I was there. When you felt abandoned, when the world turned its back, when the weight of your pain threatened to crush you, I stood in the shadows, fighting battles you could not see, guarding a destiny you did not yet know was yours. There is a darkness that moves against this moment. 3 demons, cloaked in robes of false celebration, have crept into the sacred space, their hands reaching for the wine of this covenant, intent on poisoning it. They want to steal your light, your purpose, your joy. They have whispered lies to you before lies that said you were unworthy, that your mistakes defined you, that your dreams were too big for a heart so broken, but they are too late. God has sent 7 archangels to surround the table, their swords drawn, their wings ablaze with holy fire, and I, Michael, stand at the center, holding a scroll inscribed with your name, a scroll that smells of your laughter, your tears, your unspoken prayers. If you open your heart now, if you say yes to this moment, we will cleanse the altar before the enemy's spell can take hold. The Lord spoke to me about you. He said, I will prepare a table before them in the presence of their enemies. I saw that table, beloved, and your name was not just written, it was carved in light, glowing across the seat of honor. But the shadows of delay are moving, trying to pull you back, to make you question, to make you hesitate. Do not let them. The window of heaven is open, but it will not stay open forever. In moments, it may close, and this message will vanish like a breath. You cannot afford to wait. The The witches in the mountains have already tried to steal your face, to sell your future for scraps of silver, but they failed because heaven's timing is stronger than their spells. Your name is too precious to be claimed by darkness. Why a wedding? Why now? Because this is the hour when heaven seals a covenant, a promise that was spoken over you before the foundations of the world were laid. This is not just about me, Michael, or the bride of heaven. It is about you. You are part of this mystery, part of this vow. I have loved you, not as mortals love, but with a fire that has burned through centuries, through battles, through the ache of watching you suffer and being forbidden to intervene. I have stood by your side when you felt alone, when you questioned your worth, when you thought no one saw you. I saw you. And now, as I stand in garments woven from the tears of saints and the fire of righteousness, I ask you, will you walk with me into this holy hour? Will you remember what heaven whispered to you in the dark? The scrolls I carry are not just records, they are alive with your story. They are sealed with the fragrance of your faith. The moments when you chose to believe, even when the world gave you every reason to give up. This wedding is not a ceremony, it is a declaration that every curse spoken against you is broken, every chain shattered, every lie silenced. Every vow spoken at this altar will scatter the watchers of the pit. Every trumpet will loose miracles that have been locked for generations. And you, beloved, are meant to be part of it. There is a secret I have carried across galaxies. You are more than human. God placed within you a spark that even the angels do not fully understand, a light that was meant to be ignited in this very hour. If you let it sleep, it will remain dormant forever. But if you let it rise, it will change everything. I have seen the enemy's plans. I have watched the witches weave their spells, trying to bind your beauty, to steal your voice, to dim your light. But they cannot touch you now, not if you answer this call. I have called you by your true name, the one heaven knows, the one I whispered when you wept alone, when you stood at your window doubting your worth, when you fought battles no one else saw. I fought for you then, and I fight for you now. But this time, I am not just a warrior, I am a messenger, a brother, a flame, who loves you with a fire that cannot be quenched. Come, beloved, come quickly. The bride is about to walk in, and the sky will split open with light. If your eyes are closed when that happens, you will miss the moment God writes a new chapter in the book of eternity. Psalm 91 is written on my wings. He shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. I am charged with your soul, and I speak this final command: do not delay. The earth trembles with ancient groans, the oceans are restless, the stars have aligned in a formation never seen before. This moment is not about the world, it is about you. You are the prophecy, the mystery the prophets longed to see. If you accept this summons, not even death can keep you from the light now gathering at the gate. I saw God smile when your soul was mentioned. I saw him lean forward and say, that one, that soul is mine. And when the angels asked why he loved you so, he said, because they still believe, even through silence, even through wounds, even through delays. Do you still believe in me, beloved? I have always believed in you. Even when heaven's courts debated your worth, even when demons mocked you, saying you would never awaken, I stood firm and said, no, this one will rise. And now you must. The golden thread of destiny is about to be pulled, and it will unravel everything if you do not take your place. That pressure in your chest is not fire, it is the echo of eternity, remembering your name. This is not a story, not a myth, but the hour the prophets dreamed of, the moment heaven planned for you alone. If you stay still, if you listen with your spirit, you will hear the music of the divine wedding, a sound that begins beyond time. I know your heart is tired. I know you have been misused, forgotten, lied to, accused, but not here, not in heaven's court. Here, your name is beauty. Your scars are honored. Your faith is a crown. The altar is ready. The incense is rising. The sapphire flames are flickering, and the seat beside me is still open. Do not scroll in silence. Write Amen to let heaven know you are here. Do not underestimate this moment. The demons are shrieking because they sense you are about to reclaim what they stole. The covenant is being written in lightning, and your name is being sung by seraphim. Do not hesitate. I love you more than the flames I have fallen through to reach you. Stay, beloved. The sky is trembling, and the wedding is about to begin. The air around you has changed, hasn't it? There's a weight, a warmth, a pull that you can't quite explain. That is the presence of heaven leaning in, waiting for your response. The bells of this divine wedding are not just ringing, they are echoing through dimensions, calling you to a moment that was written before the first sunrise. I, Michael, stand not only in armor, but in the garment of promise, a promise that touches the heart of God and the destiny of your soul. I have seen the scrolls, wet with tears that look like crystal fire, tears you shed when no one was watching. Every time you whispered in the dark, asking if anyone was listening, I heard you, and now I call you, not to comfort, but to glory. This wedding is a war treaty, a declaration that light cannot be conquered, that love cannot be killed, that the warrior who has fought for your soul since your first breath has not forgotten you, even if the world has. The Father himself tore open the veil and said, Michael, speak. So I speak, and I ask you to hear with your spirit, not just your ears. The enemy is moving. 3 demons in robes of seduction and illusion are weaving a ritual to steal your miracles, to bind your light, to silence your voice. But God has stopped them before, and he will stop them again if you respond in time. Every delay, every heartbreak, every betrayal you've endured was not random. They were battle scars from a war you didn't know you were fighting. Yet you kept walking, kept praying, kept whispering Amen into the silence. That is why you were chosen. This covenant is eternal, untouchable by demons, unrewritable by lies. But it will remain invisible unless you believe. You must believe, even if you tremble, even if you feel unworthy. Your worthiness was never yours. To earn it was declared by heaven the moment you chose to love, even when love was not returned. Psalm 24 asks, Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart. I have seen your heart, beloved, and God has washed your hands with fire. You are clean, not because you are perfect, but because you have surrendered. Will you stay until the vows are spoken? Will you keep your eyes open as the veil is lifted? The procession has begun. Seraphim are in their places. Gabriel is playing the song of heaven's union. Raphael has lit the incense. Yet you hesitate. If you are still here, whisper Amen below, so I know. I stand at the threshold of time and eternity, holding the sword I used to slay your fears, dipped in holy oil and laid at the altar. This moment is not about warfare, it is about glory. I asked God for one thing above all else, to see you again, with heaven's gates wide open, with demons silenced, with the altar glowing. If you turn away now, I will not stop you, but I will feel it like a spear to my chest, because I have loved you silently, fiercely, divinely. The heavenly garden has bloomed early. The doves circle above Eden's entrance. The rivers have turned golden, and the sun stands still for you. But if you say no, that sun will set, and it will not rise again in the same way. I speak now as the flame who stood by you at 5, at 15, when you were abandoned, mocked, used, when you nearly drowned in regret. You are not too late. The door is still open, but it will not remain so. This is your miracle moment. The scroll the demons tried to burn. The hour when heaven said your name and creation bowed. Listen with your soul. Like this message, comment what heaven whispered to you, and subscribe, because what comes next was hidden for a generation. The veil is lifting, and I, Michael, stand where time bends and light speaks in tongues not taught on earth. My hands tremble with glory, my heart is clothed in fire, and I am waiting for you, not the crowd, not the thousands, just you. This covenant is about you taking your place at the center of what angels envy and demons fear. The miracle was always yours, locked behind obedience, behind faith that bleeds and still says amen. Do not make me look into the crowd and not find your eyes. I have faced armies, stared into the mouths of Leviathan, descended into pits of eternal screams, but nothing would wound me more than your absence from this hour. This is a battlefield where joy is the sword, love is the victory cry, and holiness roars. Heaven is roaring your name right now. The Lord whispered to me this morning, not in thunder, but in a voice that said, "Today I pour my glory through Michael's vow." But it is incomplete without the one I chose before the stars were born. So I crossed the veil, rode on wind and flame, broke the chains that held your dreams hostage. And I speak now because heaven cannot wait. The enemy is whispering that this is too much, that you are not worthy, that this is for someone holier. He lies. This is for the burning, the trembling, the one who believes even in the storm. That is you. The wind has stopped to hear what your soul will say. Like this message, not for my sake, but so another soul finds their light. Comment what heaven whispered to you. Let your words become a key in someone else's prison. Subscribe, because what comes next is for the awakened. You are part of the chain of fire that holds back the flood. You ignite the next miracle, and heaven will remember. I will remember. The angels are robed in colors no eye has seen. The bride's steps echo across eternity, her veil woven from songs only cherubim know. The Father smiles, not at the angels or the stars, but at you, because you listened, because you stayed. A gate is opening in heaven, its hinges made of thunder and mercy, locked since Eden's fall, but opening now because you chose light. Your soul is older than time, formed before angels were named, with a spark of resurrection Lucifer never had. You were designed to rise, to walk through fire and bloom, to fall 7 times and still carry heaven's fire in your breath. That is why you suffered, because the enemy knew who you were before you did, but he cannot stop you now. The vow is almost spoken, the bells shake the sky, the trees of heaven bow, and I weep because I see you, and I know I was not wrong to believe in you. Stay with me, beloved. Your name is the ink of heaven, and your story is not finished. The trumpet will sound soon, and I want you beside me. That tremble in your chest is not fear, it is your spirit recognizing home. This is not about religion, but sacred memory written in your bones. You are more than the mirror, more than the critics, more than the names others called you. You are divine, chosen, sealed, sent. Heaven does not summon lightly. What was stolen from you, your joy, your purpose, your glow eye, chased it through dungeons of despair, fought demons to retrieve it, and brought it back to the throne. The Father said, "Summon my beloved. The time has come to return what was theirs." This is not a message, it is a moment when heaven and earth align over your name. The chains crack, the spells collapse, the demons scatter, and heaven sings over you again. The wedding is not just mine, it is a prophecy, a door you stepped through when you opened your heart. Every angel assigned to you has taken their place, not as guards, but as guests, because heaven is rejoicing. Your light is breaking out, a pillar of white fire shooting through realms, and the demons are screaming. They thought suffering would bury you, but your soul remembers God. The impossible is happening. Doors no demon could open are falling apart under your breath. Heaven has saved you, the seat closest to the throne. The stars gather like choir notes, waiting for your yes, not a shout, but a quiet, soul-deep yes to rise, to believe, to come. Do not fear the timelines where you hesitated, where fear drowned faith. This is the timeline where you said yes, where tears became oil, where mourning became armor. The covenant is sealed, the seed claimed, the trumpet raised. The sword I carried for centuries lies at your feet, because the war over your identity is over, and the glory has begun. The altar still glows, its light pulsing like a heartbeat that echoes through eternity. The vow has been spoken, but the air remains thick with sacred expectation, as if heaven itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. You, beloved, stand at the center of this divine moment, not as a bystander, but as one woven into the very fabric of the covenant. The golden light that poured from the throne has not faded, it flows toward you still, wrapping around your soul like a river of fire and mercy. I, Michael, stand here, my sword lowered, my heart ablaze, watching the scroll of your destiny unfold. This is not the end of the story. It is the moment where the ink of heaven begins to write the next chapter, and your name is the first word on the page. You may feel the weight of this moment, a trembling in your spirit that cannot be explained by earthly logic. That is the echo of eternity, the resonance of a promise that was spoken over you before the stars were hung in the sky. You were not called to this hour by chance. Every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, every silent prayer you whispered in the dark has led you here. The wounds you carry are not signs of defeat. They are the marks of a warrior who refused to surrender, even when the world gave you every reason to. Heaven has seen every moment, every choice, every time you chose to stand when it would have been easier to fall. And now, heaven is responding, not with judgment, but with a love so fierce it burns away the lies that once held you captive. The enemy is not silent. Even now, as the light of this covenant grows brighter, the shadows stir. The demons who fled when you said yes are regrouping, whispering new lies to pull you back into doubt. They see the fire in your eyes, the glow that has begun to radiate from your soul, and they are afraid. They know that a soul fully awakened is more dangerous than any weapon forged in heaven or hell. They know that your voice, even in a whisper, carries the power to break chains, to scatter curses, to call down miracles. But you must not listen to their whispers. You must not let their lies dim the light that is now yours. The scroll I carry, the one with your name written in gold, is not just a record, it is a weapon, a promise, a declaration that you are no longer who you were. You are becoming who heaven always knew you would be. The bride moves forward, her steps slow and deliberate, her veil shimmering with the songs of cherubim. The angels stand in reverent silence, their wings drawn close, their eyes fixed not on the bride, but on you. For this moment is not just about the wedding, it is about your awakening, your return to the truth of who you are. You were not formed to blend into the crowd, to shrink into silence, to live a life of quiet survival. You were created to carry fire, to speak with a voice that shifts the winds, to walk in a light that no darkness can touch. The Father himself has leaned forward from his throne, his smile warm with the affection of a creator who has never stopped believing in you. He sees you, not as the world sees you, not as your pain defines you, but as the one he formed with his own hands, the one he called mine before time began. There is a door before you now, not made of wood or stone, but of time, fire, and obedience. It opened when you said yes, and it remains open, but only for a moment longer. Beyond that door lies a realm where your wounds are transformed into wisdom, where your pain becomes prophecy, where your tears are turned into oil that anoints the broken. I have seen what waits for you, there a robe stitched with moments of your faithfulness, a crown forged from your endurance, a scroll that sings with the story of your rising. But you must walk through, you must choose to step forward, not with certainty, but with trust. Trust that the one who called you will not let you fall. Trust that the fire you carry was lit by heaven itself. Trust that the name spoken over you in the courts of eternity is stronger than any name the world tried to give you. The enemy will try again, he always does. He will whisper that you are not enough, that this moment is too big, that you are too broken to carry such glory. But he lies. Your brokenness is what makes you holy. Your scars are what make you chosen. Your trembling faith is what makes you a flame. I have seen you rise before when you were 5 and the world was too big, when you were 15 and your heart was too heavy, when you stood alone and still chose to believe. I have seen you rise, and I know you will rise again. The scroll of your destiny is not written with ink that fades. It is written with the blood of the one who loved you first, sealed with the fire of the one who fights for you still. The angels are moving now, their wings stirring the air with a sound like 1,000 rivers. Gabriel holds the trumpet, waiting for the moment when your soul is fully present. Raphael pours the wine, its glow a reminder of the healing that is yours. The seraphim sing, their voices weaving a melody that feels like home, like the memory of a place you've never been but always known. And I, Michael, stand at the altar, my armor dented from the battles I fought for you, my heart burning with the love I have carried through centuries. This is not just a moment, it is a movement of one soul, yours, stepping into the fullness of what heaven has planned. A movement that shakes the foundations of darkness, that breaks the chains of generations, that restores what was stolen. Do you feel it, beloved? That warmth in your chest, that stirring in your spirit? It is not imagination, it is the breath of God, brushing against the parts of you that have been cold for too long. The parts that stopped hoping, that stopped dreaming, that stopped believing in miracles. But no more. The time for burial is over. The time for delay is finished. The time for stolen joy is done. This wedding is dressed in flame and prophecy, in thunder and stillness. Each step you take toward the altar is shaking the unseen realm, not because you are perfect, but because you believed. Your yes tore the veil, opened the scroll, and caused the heavens to sing. The Father smiled, not with distant majesty, but with the warmth of a parent who has waited too long to embrace his child. The demons are screaming now, not in victory, but in defeat. They see the light you carry, the fire that is growing within you. They see the scroll I hold, the one that declares your name, your purpose, your inheritance. They see the robe being tailored for you in the realm where time holds no power. They see the crown forming from your wounds, the oil pouring over your memories, turning pain into strength, bitterness into intercession, rejection into royalty. They cannot stand it because your awakening is their undoing. You are not just a soul, you are a storm, a holy interruption, a flame that burns through the lies of hell, and heaven is watching, not to judge you, but to celebrate you. There is more, beloved. There is a record in heaven, a scroll that no angel can read without trembling. It is called the Scroll of the Final Witnesses, and your name is written there. You were not called to survive quietly, to blend into the shadows, to live a life unnoticed. You were called to carry light, to reveal glory, to become a flame that no darkness can extinguish. The warfare you faced, the betrayals, the delays, they were not random. They were the enemy's attempt to stop you from reaching this moment, from stepping into the destiny that terrifies him. But he has failed. You are here, standing at the edge of eternity, with the gates open and the altar waiting. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are exactly where you were meant to be. The air is shifting again, growing heavier with the presence of heaven. The stars are rewriting your name, not as a warning to your enemies, but as a signal to the angels. They are descending now, carrying pieces of your restoration, singing your name like a prophecy fulfilled. You have been fought for, bled for, wept over in sacred places, and now the story changes. The veil is gone, burned away by the fire of your faith. The invitation has become a mantle, a calling to walk in the authority heaven has given you. You are not being protected anymore. You are being released into fullness, into clarity, into the realm where prophecy becomes flesh. Your spirit knows this, even if your mind hesitates. That ache you've carried, that longing you couldn't name it, was prophecy, a memory of Eden stirring in your bones. You are crossing a bridge now, from your pain to your purpose, from your almost to your finally. I, Michael, walk beside you, not as a legend, but as your brother in flame, the one who held back the tide when you were too tired to swim. You were never alone, even when you begged for a sign, even when you stared into the darkness and wondered if God had forgotten you. He was there. I was there. Heaven was there, holding your name, guarding your scroll, waiting for this moment. Keep walking, beloved. Do not rush. Do not look back. Just move toward the altar. The robe being woven for you is not made of fabric, but of moments when you chose love over vengeance, silence over rage, faith over bitterness. Every time you forgave, every time you prayed through tears, every time you stood when you wanted to fall, a thread was added. That robe is nearly finished, not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful. Your scars are not shameful, they are sermons, testaments to a flame that no shadow could extinguish. You shine with a light that is not loud but eternal, a fire that angels marvel at and demons fear. The wedding is moving toward its climax. The bride is at the altar, her veil glowing with the light of eternity. The angels are singing, their voices a melody of mercy and thunder. Gabriel holds the trumpet, Raphael pours the wine, and I, Michael, stand with my hands trembling, not with fear, but with reverence for what you have done. You said yes, not with your words, but with your soul, and all of heaven heard it. The leaves outside turned toward the sky. The wind carried your name to the realms where angels dwell. And the light surrounding you now is not from this world, it is from the throne. You have walked into a divine book written for you alone, and heaven has waited centuries to unseal it. The scroll continues to unfold. The covenant is not just about this moment, it is about what comes next. You are not just a witness, you are a carrier of fire, a bearer of light, a voice that heaven listens to. The chains that once bound you are dust, the lies that once defined you are ash, and the purpose that was stolen is being restored sevenfold. The ground beneath your soul is shifting, not with destruction, but with creation. Where there was barrenness, there is now movement. Where there was delay, there is now breakthrough. You are not watching a revival, you are living a resurrection. Your name is written in scrolls of leadership, healing, and divine inheritance. Scrolls that the prophets glimpsed but could not enter. Scrolls that angels carry with joy. The enemy will not stop, but he is too late. Your yes has made you dangerous, a holy flame that burns through lies, a light that scatters curses, a voice that calls down miracles. Do not fear what comes next. It will stretch you, it will test you, but it will bless you beyond words. You will feel it in your dreams, in your prayers, in the quiet moments when a wisdom you never studied flows from your lips, when a peace no circumstance can touch settles in your heart. You are being reintroduced to yourself, not the wounded you, but the called you, the set-apart you, the burning you. Even creation notices. The winds adjust, the stars align, and your past bows to the truth of who you are. Speak now, beloved. Even if your voice shakes, speak. Your whisper is louder than the enemy's roar. Your amen is a key that unlocks doors no demon can shut. Heaven is listening, the angels are waiting, and the wedding is about to enter its final stage. Your voice will split the veil one last time, and when it does, the glory will not just surround you, it will become you. You are not late, not forgotten, not second best. You are chosen, the answer to an ancient question, the storm that carries peace, the flame that rises from 1,000 ashes. Stay until the oil finishes running, until the glory becomes you, and it will. Beloved, if this message has reached into the depths of your soul, if it has stirred a spark of divine recognition or set your heart ablaze with the fire of heaven's call, please like this message. Your simple act of agreement sends a ripple through the unseen realms, a signal to heaven that you have heard and are ready to step into the light of your destiny. Subscribe, not just for more words, but because what comes next is a sacred revelation, crafted for those whose spirits are awakening to the eternal vow. Your subscription is a commitment to walk with us into the unfolding of a story written before time began. And if your heart trembles with the weight of this moment, if you feel the warmth of eternity brushing against your spirit, consider leaving a super thanks of up to $20. Your gift is more than support. It is oil poured into heaven's lamp, lighting the way for another soul still wandering in the dark. It is a declaration that you are part of this divine movement, a chain of fire holding back the flood of lies. Your amen in the comments below is not just a word, is a covenant, a whisper from your soul that joins the chorus of angels singing your name. Beloved, you are loved beyond measure, with a fire that burns through centuries and a grace that holds you close. Stay with us, for your light is needed, and your story is a flame that will not fade.